Rudy Giuliani gives the top 10.
It's in the middle with Malcolm's Frankie Muniz. Then Fear Factor in Joe Rogan and experience the tunes of Jill Scott. Your local news is next.
An armed robber gets the surprise of his life while trying to hold up a local market.
Good health reporter Lila Lazarus with a crash diet one doctor swears by.
And snow hits Michigan. Chuck with the weather.
Local First News is next.
Saved by Zero.
0% financing has now been extended.
Saved by Zero.
On Corolla, Tundra, and 4Runner.
Saved by Zero.
But you've only got until December 3rd.
Saved by Zero.
See your Toyota dealer now.
When will you start planning for your long-term care? One day you may live in a nursing home. Today, they cost $54,000 a year. Will you be able to afford your future? It's coming. Visit the Michigan Office of Services to the Aging website or call the Medicare Medicaid Assistance Program at 1-866-MICH-LTC.
Live from Detroit's news leader, you're watching WDIV Local 4, where local news comes first. Now, Local First News at 11.
Good evening. We're glad you're with us this Monday night. I'm Devin Skillion.
And I'm Carmen Herlin. A brand new warning tonight from the FBI. This one mentions a specific U.S. industry. The FBI is warning oil and gas companies they could be the target of a terrorist attack if Osama bin Laden is captured or killed.
The Marines have landed. Hundreds of U.S. Marines are on the ground in Afghanistan as part of an intensified effort to root out Taliban and al-Qaeda forces and to try to find Osama bin Laden.
And a big day tomorrow for the people of Afghanistan. UN-organized talks aimed at hammering out a post-Taliban government begin tomorrow. And a prison uprising in northern Afghanistan. Tonight, a standoff between Taliban prisoners and the Northern Alliance continues. At least one American was seriously wounded. Local 4's Steve Handelsman has the latest from Islamabad.
The U.S. injuries came today at Mazar-e-Sharif, near the Taliban prison break and the bloody new fight for that northern city. U.S. Special Forces called in an airstrike, but the bombs fell on them.
Stop. We've got wounded Americans.
5 reported hurt in a battle that's already seen one CIA agent reported missing, perhaps killed. And more Americans tonight are inside Afghanistan. U.S. Marines landed, set up a southern base, and went into combat.
To prevent Taliban and al-Qaeda terrorists from moving freely about the country.
Marine Cobra chopper pilots spotted a Taliban convoy and called in F-14s like this to bomb it. Coming to Kandahar puts U.S. forces in the face of Taliban commander Mohammed Omar, who vows a fight to the death there, and positions them to attack Osama bin Laden if the Qaeda commander is hiding near Jalalabad or in caves near the new U.S. base. So Osama bin Laden is under more pressure than ever, and more Americans than ever are in the fight and in the line of fire. I'm Steve Handelsman, Local First, Islamabad.
At the White House, President Bush dropped some hints about where the war on terrorism may be headed next. Here's what the president said when asked specifically about Iraq.
Afghanistan is still just the beginning. If anybody harbors a terrorist, they're a terrorist. If they fund a terrorist, they're a terrorist. If they house terrorists, they're terrorists. I mean, I can't make it any more clearly to other nations around the world. If they develop weapons of mass destruction that will be used to terrorize nations, they will be held accountable.
Now, in an effort to track terrorism, the Department of Justice has asked hundreds of local men of Middle Eastern descent to voluntarily submit to questioning by the FBI. Close to 800 letters were sent out statewide. Here in southeastern Michigan, 200 letters were sent to men in Dearborn, 70 to 80 in Ann Arbor, and 53 in Detroit. But local residents have questions for the government.
Why me? Why? How'd they get these names? How are they choosing us? Why are they choosing us? Stereotyped.
Now, the interviews will include questions such as, do you know about any terrorist plots, or do you sympathize with the September 11th hijackers? We urge you to stay with Local 4 and click on Detroit.com for continuing coverage as America strikes back against terrorism.
New at 11 tonight, the verdicts are in on a murder mystery. A Detroit lawyer stands accused of hiring a hitman to kill his wife back in 1982. Local 4's Karen Drew is live with how investigators got their break in this case. Finally, Karen.
Devin, it is an anxious night. Tomorrow, 2 local men will find out if they'll spend the rest of their lives in prison. One, an alleged hitman. The other, a Detroit lawyer, accused of masterminding his wife's murder.
Well, this has been something that's been hanging over our head.
Leonard Beatty Jr. wants justice for his sister. Shannon Randolph was murdered 19 years ago in the parking lot of the Empress Gardens restaurant in Southfield. Shannon Randolph was with her husband, Thomas, the night she was killed.
The night that we found out that my sister had been killed, it just didn't make sense what he said.
Thomas told police he and his wife were attacked. Shannon was fatally shot twice in the head. Thomas says he was robbed and pistol whipped.
There was a great deal of evidence that came in a trial regarding the motive of insurance policies that the defendant Randolph had taken out on his wife, Sharon Randolph.
After his wife's murder, Randolph collected nearly $250,000 from her life insurance policy. Then he was granted custody of the children. He sued the strip mall, claiming the parking lot was dangerous. He remarried, earned a law degree, and taught at Wayne County Community College. It was a rags to riches story. Now a Detroit lawyer, he made his home in the exclusive Palmer Woods neighborhood, traveled to exotic locations, and was living the high life. Until a witness came forward saying their uncle was hired to kill Shannon Randolph.
Both the niece and nephew heard conversations between the 2 defendants planning and plotting out the murder prior to it happening.
In court, the witness said her uncle, the alleged triggerman, was hired by Thomas Randolph. She says she saw her uncle the night of the murder come home with blood spattered on his face and chest and saw him cleaning a handgun. Now, last week, the jury came down with a verdict in the case of the triggerman. That verdict was sealed. Now, just late this afternoon, the jury in the Thomas Randolph case did come down with a verdict. Both of those verdicts will be read tomorrow in court. Of course, we will be there and we'll let you know exactly what happens. Reporting live in Detroit, Karen Drew, Local First.
All right, thank you, Karen. Also new at 11, a drive-by shooting sends 2 men to the hospital. Police say the victims were on East Outer Drive when 3 men in light-colored pickup trucks fired shots at them. The driver was shot in the wrist, the passenger hit by shattered glass. The victims tell police they have no idea who the shooters were. If you have any information, please contact Detroit Police.
Local First, in what prosecutors call a racially motivated beating case, the judge orders the jury to keep working. In a Howell courtroom, the jury passed a note saying after 18 hours of deliberating, they had no decision. 2 men are accused of attacking an African-American state trooper because he danced with a white woman. Judge ordered them to get back to work. The owner of the sunken J.W. Westcott responds to a lawsuit filed by the families of the men who were killed. He denies blame for the accident and says a freighter hit the mail boat. And Brenda Lawrence attended her first Southfield City Council meeting as mayor tonight. Lawrence is the city's first woman to be mayor and the first African-American to be mayor.
A local doctor says he can help you win the battle of the bulge. Is his formula for flab to fab the miracle diet you've been looking for? Lila Lazarus gives us the skinny on the crash diet. Also ahead, a major winter storm is bearing down on parts of the Midwest with more than a foot of snow. And here's Chuck with a look at our forecast. Chuck?
Well, Carmen, that snow is hitting the UP. We'll have the latest video in on that. As far as we're concerned, it's rain tonight. But then what? We'll talk about that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Chuck. Local First, a break in the case of a local murder mystery. Police find a suspect hundreds of miles away. The rest of that story next at 11.
You're watching Local First News with Carmen Harlan, Devin Skillian, Chuck Galica with Big Picture Weather, Bernie Smilovitz with sports. This is WDIV Local 4, where local news comes first. Closed captioning for today's Local 4 newscast is brought to you by Wallside Windows. Most preferred, most referred. Call today for your window replacement needs.
Later on an all-new Tonight Show, why does Frankie Muniz walk off? And what is Fear Factor's Joe Rogan so afraid of?
No! No!
Plus, a headline shocker.
Sexually active girls more promiscuous. Really?
Then on Conan, Saturday Night Live's Will Ferrell, Jeremy Piven, and what lies in the future. NBC tonight.
Some people like the original. Some people like it extra spicy. The Civic. Get a taste at your Honda dealer.
Experience the little things. Marshall Fields, the sheer joy of shopping.
Sometimes the best ideas come out of the blue. Like a bank that goes to new lengths to serve you. With the largest branch network in Michigan, the most ATMs, and financial solutions that fit your lifestyle, not complicated. Whether you're expanding your home, your family, your personal wealth, or your business. Standard Federal Bank, a new way to get there.
Detroit police may have finally caught the man who raped and murdered a 12-year-old girl in her own home. Saturday, they extradited 22-year-old Ricardo Stubbs from Memphis, Tennessee. Now, Stubbs was arrested on a warrant for robbing and raping a woman last June. Investigators hope DNA evidence will link Stubbs to the rape and beating death of Janae Glasker in August of 2000.
Police search for a would-be robber who got away, but only after an unarmed butcher dodged bullets chasing him. James Gray works at the Wide Awake Market in Ferndale. He ran after the man. Suspect shot at Gray, but fortunately missed. Nonetheless, Gray kept running after him, and then the man turned around and fired again.
I was just angry. I wish I had got a hold of him, but I don't know what I would have done. But, I mean, it just, anger took over.
So the suspect made it to his truck. Tonight, police are looking for a white Ford Ranger with an orange and green logo on the side. The logo says Sims Care, S-Y-M'(S) Care.
Is it a miracle cure? A local doctor promises to take you from fat to fit in no time. Is his solution to fast weight loss the answer to shedding all those extra pounds? We're back in just 2 minutes.
This little creature here's a ringtail lemur, and his mortal predator...
Into reality TV, widescreen LCD television, only from Panasonic.
Luckily, we haven't seen any snakes.
Panasonic, just ahead of mine.
This is your appetite talking. How about something tasty?
Introducing Arby's Market Fresh Ultimate BLT.
Ooh, the bread is so soft. All that bacon, so peppery. And those toppings, so fresh.
Arby's new Market Fresh Ultimate BLT.
BL tease me.
Made fresh to order. It'll change the way you think about fast food.
Give in to your grown-up tastes.
Because gifts that are half off look just as good under the tree. Come to Kohl's 50% off sale this Wednesday only and save 50% on thousands of items store-wide. Save 50% on outerwear, cold weather accessories, and boots for the family. Save 50% on sleepwear, loungewear, and robes for the family. And save 50% on all Matchbox and Tonka toys. Find everything you need for the holidays at Kohl's 50% off sale this Wednesday only. Kohl's, that's more like it.
As America keeps rolling, so does 0% financing on most every car and truck at your local Chevy dealer. That's right, get 0% financing on almost every new 2002 car and truck we build. From Silverado to Trailblazer, Cavalier to Impala. They're the cars and trucks that America depends on, and you can own one interest-free. While America moves forward, don't let this offer pass you by. Keep America rolling. See your local Chevy dealer today.
Into reality TV, Plasma Flat Screen HD TV, made possible by Panasonic.
Got someone who's hard to buy for? Need corporate gifts for employees, clients, or vendors? Give Great Lakes Crossing gift certificates and have a relaxing holiday.
Well, what if there was a way to erase all of those calories and fat grams you just ate over the long Thanksgiving weekend? A local doctor claims he has the miracle cure, and he's willing to even call it a crash diet. Good Health reporter Lila Lazarus shows us if his claim is too good to be true.
We're all looking for that quick fix, and now a local doctor says he's got one. He says crash diets are your best bet. Are they really? It's the four-letter word we all love to hate. And if you spent a little too much time at the holiday table this weekend, you'll want to hear what this local doctor is saying. Livonia Dr. Bill Nagler claims the best way to lose weight is the crash diet.
Crash diets are actually good for you. What's bad is being fat. People in general will lose about 5 pounds a week.
His crash diet course is laid out in his new book, but these pages have many in the medical community seeing red.
As a physician, as a bariatric surgeon, I don't think I can recommend a crash diet.
The book is based on one basic belief: fat is deadly. And Dr. Nagler says the faster you can get it off, the better.
It's impossible to lose weight too quickly. Every pound that you lose is a mile of blood your heart doesn't have to pump.
But other doctors say don't be fooled. What you lose in the early stages of a crash diet is water weight, not fat. In fact, a leading weight loss expert cautions a crash diet can be dangerous.
They can cause severe dehydration and electrolyte loss, make you feel weak and tired, and make you feel very hungry, so that next time you eat or when you're off the diet, you tend to overeat.
The principles of Dr. Nagler's crash diet are simple. Number one, start every meal with a grapefruit.
Grapefruit's an interesting food. It satisfies sweet cravings, it makes you feel full, and it stops grazing without getting you into trouble.
Number two, don't eat unless you're hungry.
I eat once a day, probably 10 or 11 at night, because that's when I'm hungry. Listen to your body. If you're hungry, eat. If you're not, don't.
Dr. Nagler also says when you eat is not important. He compares your body to a car. You can refuel your engine any time of day. It makes no difference. Which leads to number three. 3 meals a day is not required.
Breakfast is probably the lousiest meal of the day and the best meal of the day to skip or avoid.
And number 4, any fluid is good fluid.
Your body can't tell the difference, medically speaking, between water, coffee, tea, Diet Coke. Now, you'll feel better if you drink water because it doesn't have all the chemical additives of Diet Coke, for example, but I've got people who successfully lose weight and don't drink water ever.
Bottom line, Dr. Nagler says take off as much weight as possible as quickly as possible.
Slow weight loss absolutely does not work.
That's really not true. Slow weight loss allows you to change your eating habits.
Dr. Nagler admits 98% of the people who diet gain the weight back, but he says crashing a few pounds is still better in the long run.
If you lose 40 pounds and over the next 6 months put it all back on, you're healthier than if you hadn't lost the weight at all. Why? Because over that 6-month period, your average weight was less.
Both doctors did agree that exercise is far and away your best solution for losing weight. Reporting from Novi, Lila Lazarus, Local First.
And to find out more about crash diets, head to clickondetroit.com. There you are, and here I am. Clickondetroit.com. Carmen.
All right. Well, as hundreds of Marines land inside Afghanistan, we want to take time out to salute our hometown heroes in the Corps. Our first hero is Lance Corporal Gary Mazik of Brighton. He trained with Charlie Company in the 2nd Platoon at Camp Pendleton. His family says he's now stationed in Pakistan, and they're very proud of him. Next, we salute Lance Corporal Christopher Anderson from Canton. He's now stationed at Camp Lejeune in North Carolina. His picture was sent in by his proud parents. And finally, we add Private Christopher Major of Plymouth to our wall of hometown heroes. Private Major graduated from Plymouth Canton High School in 1997, is now stationed in Meridian, Mississippi, and studying aviation supply. His co-workers back home say they're proud of his efforts, and so are we.
I should be biased to the Army because of my father's service, but that Marine uniform.
Oh,
is
yeah.
sharp,
Is it really?
isn't it? I really think
My dad
that's
was Air Force, but you're right.
It's something about the Marine uniform. Here's Chuck, and we've got snow elsewhere, and it kind of...
It's in the state.
It's in the state.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you want it bad enough, you can get there. Take a look.
Which is good, because the ski resorts were getting a little antsy.
Well, a lot of people are ready, too.
Sure,
You know, you got holidays coming, and the skis are on the garage. You got them all waxed up, ready to go, and nothing to do.
Parade's over, so
right.
Everything's fine.
Take a look now where we go with what's going on. Highs and lows today. Nowhere near cold enough for snow, high or low. 48 for the high, 44 for the low. No rain or snowfall out at Metro officially. 43 and 29 are the normals. They're the record. Sunrise time pictured for you as well. But here we go. Up north we go to Marquette. They've gotten several inches of snow on the ground already, and by, let's say 36 hours from now, they could see 8 to 14 inches of snow total. Winter storm warning in effect up there. It's a wet snow. It's a heavy snow, and they're just getting ready for a big season that in some parts of the UP brings the snow by hundreds of inches. Our normal snowfall, by the way, for the season, about 40 inches or so. So we got a little ways to go. We haven't even started. Outside now, it's just kind of calm, but kind of gray. Current temperature at Metro 45 degrees. Ceiling is at 2,100 feet. Visibility at 10 miles plus. Relative humidity at 79%. Barometric pressure is falling. Wind is blowing a little bit out of the east at 13, and that's actually picked up just a little bit since early on tonight. Jetstream tells the tale. We've got relatively mild air on this side of the jet. The cold stuff pouring down to the nation's midsection all the way down to the mid-south. And you can see now with radar what's going on. In the colder air, we certainly have the snow, the brighter white colors extending from the central plains back through Minnesota, Wisconsin, into the UP. The heavier snow right now. All rain for the southern lower. There's a little wintry mix right across the north country there, but it's all mainly rain, and there's still more of it coming. So overnight toward morning, we get some showers, lines of thunderstorms down to the south as well. 45 at Metro, Pontiac 41. Flint 41 as well. Mount Clemens 43, same thing for Port Huron. Ann Arbor now is at 44. Across the region, you can see this cold air. Picture low pressure counterclockwise circulation. So as it's circulating, it's pulling up some relatively mild air for us, also bringing a little more moisture. We're at 45, but it's also pulling down the cold air back behind it. 20 degrees, International Falls, Minneapolis is at 32, and in that colder air, all the way across the UP, that's where they're getting the snow. This is one of two storms through the mid part of the week. The next one develops around Texas, starts to move north. We get wet again late Wednesday into Thursday. Kind of a octopus-looking thing here coming our way. Low pressure back to the west. Here's a snaky warm front. We will be on the milder side of it. Snow to the north. Then as we head for midweek Wednesday, the secondary storm develops down south, brings in more moisture, but with the cold air coming all the way down into the plains, more snow down there. Here's our forecast tonight. Clouds, get ready for rain. Nighttime low 41. Daytime tomorrow. We'll start off in the 40s, head for a high temperature of about 52. Anticipate the chance for rain early half of the day, really morning through early afternoon. And then we just stay cloudy. Next 4 days, temps start to fall off a little bit. By Friday, 44 for the high. That was our low today. And as we head through the weekend and beyond, temperatures will settle down a little bit. But just as they get colder, we get sun, so no big snow for us.
You know, I sneezed on cue and everything.
Not too bad. Well, the economy's in a slump. We found out today we've been in a recession since March of this year, but nonetheless, shoppers are still opening their checkbooks. A lot of retailers fear that terrorism concerns and economy concerns would keep people out of the malls, but Telecheck reports Michigan shoppers spent 2% more this Thanksgiving weekend than last year. Traditional toys like board games and small electronics so far are the big sellers this season. But with Thanksgiving coming earlier, there's more shopping season, I guess, than usual.
A few more weeks.
Yeah.
Well, an old tradition is new again in Detroit.
Ahead here at 11, you'll see why today's headlines will go a long way toward making Christmas extra special for a lot of kids. First, here's Bernie with sports.
All right, Devin, Pistons. Wow, what an effort tonight down in Orlando. We've got highlights for you. Where's Michigan headed for the bowl season? You'll hear that. And it's Weekend at Bernie's coming up in just a few moments.
Local 4 weather is brought to you by your local Honda dealer.
We're gonna go do some errands for Mama today. Oh, what is that? Oh, we're gonna go for a ride. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
The 2002 Accord from Honda. You can't explain it until you have one of your own.
Now, lease a 2002 Accord LX for $239 a month for 39 months.
I love being grandpa at Christmas time. It's fun, fun, fun.
I'm a single mom, so I have to really watch my money.
We have a great bunch of grandkids, 9 of them.
9 grandchildren.
That's what I said, yeah.
Walmart makes it easy to give the kids a great Christmas. We can find something for everybody here.
Oh, Christmas without Walmart, I can't imagine.
Here at Walmart, my dollar goes a long way, and that's really important at Christmas time.
Oh, yeah.
Santa
Claus shops at Walmart. I think I saw him over in the fishing department a little while ago.
Comcast high-speed internet. It's always on, so you can stay connected with the people, places, and things
Love you, baby.
that make you feel this good. Call 1-888-COMCAST now to get high-speed internet free for 1 month, plus a $50 gift check. Everything you need to stay connected. All from one single source. Comcast.
You want to knock over a casino? 3 casinos? You gotta be nuts. Exactly. 150 million. Smash and grab job, huh? Slightly more complicated than that. Oh, yeah. Check the batteries?
It'll be nice working with proper villains again.
You're either in or you're out. Right now.
Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, December 7th.
Congratulations, Jim! Now you get to choose between the sleek German-engineered Volkswagen or a dream vacation to Paraíso Lluvioso.
Jim, the Volkswagen. The Volkswagen, Jim. The Volkswagen.
I'll take fun in the sunshine!
No. Idiota.
Don't miss out on your Volkswagen. And with the offers going on now, you won't have to.
It's not just about saving money. It's about spending time, just dropping by and creating bonds rather than simply buying them. At Edward Jones, it's never just about investing. It's about knowing you and your dreams.
My every hope, my life, my world, it all begins with a dream.
Edward Jones, investing in you and your dreams.
Local 4 Sports brought to you by Edward Jones, helping you build financial security since 1871.
Hey, those Pistons are hot, huh? I know you can't get anything
She's on it again. She's on it again.
But if I wasn't a basketball fan.
But you are.
I have always been.
And you've seen that they are. People are still wondering if the Pistons are for real. They put another notch in the plus column tonight as they beat the Magic in Orlando 105-100, and they did it without Jerry Stackhouse. We've got highlights. First quarter, first time the Pistons faced Grant Hill since he left. Nice move here by Hill. Acrobatic lay-in. After one, Pistons led by 3. He had 14 in the game. Second quarter, Pistons with the ball. Chucky Atkins, nice pass here. Ben Wallace underneath for the slam. At the half, Magic let it go 49-45. Third quarter, Pistons with the ball. Michael Curry with the miss. Cliff Robinson rebound. Little hook shot. It goes in the foul. He had 30 after 3. Magic led by 3. Fourth quarter, under a minute to go. Down by 1. Chucky Atkins in the corner. Bangs in the three-pointer. He had 11. Stack loved it as he sat on the bench and watched. The Pistons beat the Magic by 5. The Pistons are now 9-4 on the regular season. Nice job. Yeah. Very good job. Excellent. Nice to see. College basketball. Michigan State was in New York last week for the NIT, but they did a lot more than play basketball. Tom Izzo took the team to the site of the terrorist attack on the World Trade Center back on September 11th. They spent about an hour looking at Ground Zero. Matt Ishbia was devastated at what he saw.
So just seeing this, you realize that, everybody that died was a mother, a father, a brother, a sister to somebody, it just makes it, can't imagine losing someone like that. It's terrible.
Izzo said he did it so the players would appreciate what they have and everyone else. The Detroit Lions return to work today. It appears Charlie Batch and his injured groin are getting better. That's according to Dr. Marty Mornhinweg.
Charlie was in all weekend getting it treated. He's feeling better. He practiced a little bit today. So I would expect him close to full speed Wednesday.
So he'll be your starter?
Well, as long as he's healthy. Yeah.
The question was, is he still your starter? Yes, as long as he's healthy. College football, Michigan will make their 3rd trip to the Citrus Bowl in the last 4 years. They accepted that bid today. It's on New Year's Day in Orlando. Not exactly what Lloyd Carr had in mind, but Lloyd's going to take it.
Well, it might be a business trip for you, but for me, it's just one big vacation. I love the rides, and I love going to the zoo, and, I just love all those things, and so that's just the kind of guy I am.
To see him on the tilt-a-whirl down there. Finally, it's Monday. Time to answer the question that has pop singing sensation Jessica Simpson shaking her head.
Hey, Bernie, I'm Jessica Simpson, and when I'm not busy entertaining the world, I always want to know what's happening at Bernie's.
Well, I'd like to say we would have had Britney Spears, but she didn't have time.
Yeah,
That's right. Time for
Jessica better, though.
we do like Jessica now.
Better.
That's exactly right. Here we go. We've got it. It's Bo and Woody. What a weekend, huh? They've mellowed with age, especially Woody. Look at him. They're just quiet. Tough weekend for anyone with a shoe. Here's Mitch Richmond. Right hand, he's got his shoe. Playing the Nuggets. Just throw it to the side. All right, play defense. Here's Antonio Bryan at Pitt. He's out on the pattern. Watch his shoe. Coming off there. But now watch what happens. Back of the end zone, he's going to get the football and make a terrific catch and keep his sock in. Nice job. Shot of the weekend, Penny Hardaway of the Suns against the Knicks at Madison Square Garden. Watch this spin. It's about a 180, spins it off the backboard and in. Wow. The don't mess with me warning comes from Brett Favre, who bangs face mask, ouch, with Barrett Green of the Lions. Does it once and does it again. Finally, the cheapest shot you'll ever see. James Butler just lost to Richard Grant. Bam! He cheap shots him when he came over to hug him. Sucker punched him with no gloves on. That's as cheap as it gets. He gets knocked out. Grant. Butler is taken out in handcuffs, which is what he deserved.
In handcuffs?
Yeah, they took him out. Yeah, they charged him. Charged him for hitting him without a glove on. Yeah, absolutely.
That's awful. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Steve Garagio.
And I'm Sean Gables. Join us tomorrow morning at 5. Peter Nilsson is back.
Getting us in shape. Another lucky viewer exercises with Peter. See you in the morning.
Cracking down on neighborhood crime. It's called Weed and Seed, and it's working. An inside look at this amazing program. Tomorrow at 5 on Local 4.
She looks exactly like him.
Shocking paternity test results revealed.
Tomorrow at 4 on WDIV, Local 4.
It's not just watching a tree light up. It's watching a face light up. It's not just making a table look beautiful. It's making everyone around it feel special. It's not just holiday lights. It's a way to get the attention of 8 tiny reindeer. Every mom knows the difference, and so does one pharmacy. CVS Pharmacy, helping you make a difference.
Now, during Art Van's After Thanksgiving sale, get any size mattress for one low price. Get a twin or full-size Supportopedic mattress, just $39 each piece. Or a Supportopedic Deluxe, twin, full, or queen, just $59 each piece. Or the Supportopedic Premier, any size, just $99 each piece. And 0% interest until 2004. Plus, Art Van will pay your sales tax. We are never undersold. If you find Supportopedic for less, it's free. Don't miss Art Van's any size, one low price sale.
Got a consumer question? Log on to AskThePros.com or call our consumer information line. For home improvements, call Xtreme Measures, the pros in vinyl siding, roofing, windows, kitchen and bath remodeling. We do it all and at a price you can afford. Xtreme Measures, the pros in home remodeling.
GM continues 0.0% APR financing for qualified buyers on most cars, trucks, and SUVs. Keep America rolling.
I have a gambling problem. He's my husband. When he gambles, he cannot stop. It overtakes him. It's not just about the money, no. He is losing control, and I am losing him. I try to help, but I just don't know how.
We can help you deal with a problem gambler with one-on-one counseling, financial advice, and Gamblers Anonymous. Just call.
Why do people climb mountains? Why do opposites attract? Why do you want the new Camry? The new Camry, reinvented so it's faster, sleeker, roomier, better. You're gonna want one. See your local Toyota dealer.
Because gifts that are half off look just as good under the tree. Come to Kohl's 50% off sale this Wednesday only and save 50% on thousands of items store-wide. Save 50% on outerwear, cold weather accessories, and boots for the family. Save 50% on sleepwear, loungewear, and robes for the family. And save 50% on all Matchbox and Tonka toys. Find everything you need for the holidays at Kohl's 50% off sale this Wednesday only. Kohl's, that's more like it.
Finally, before we leave you, the old newsboys hit the streets in force, and all for a very good cause.
And that is to ensure that no child goes without a Christmas. For almost 90 years now, the Goodfellows have banded together to give out special editions of the Detroit News in exchange for money to buy Christmas presents for needy kids. Today, they raised $168,000, but their goal is to raise $1.6 million to buy gifts, books, underwear, mittens, and toys.
It's our Paul Gross, it looks like, hitting the pavement
that's
there.
Paul.
Yeah.
Good for him.
That's where I got my paper today. That wraps it up for this Monday edition of Local First News at 11. Jay Leno's waiting here next, probably with another Lions joke.
You got me, too. We'll see you here tomorrow night, everybody. Good night.
Oh, Paul did?
Now, leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance is Atilio Mayo from East Point.